If your dog is peeing in the house, you notice that he or she is dribbling pee, or even if they smell really bad, like smell from urine, you need to watch this video. Hi everyone, I'm Hindi from Great Paws and All. Today I want to talk about incontinence in your senior dog. Now there's urinary incontinence and fecal incontinence, but today we're going to talk about urinary. So what is it actually? Well, it's when a dog involuntarily loses bladder control for a variety of reasons. Now, I want to start by saying one very important thing. I think that a lot of people would instinctively think of limiting their access to water. After all, if they're drinking so much for whatever reason, then it stands to reason that if you limit their water, they won't pee as much. Don't. Please do not limit your dog's water. It could be extremely dangerous, and be sure to talk to your vet about that. So, let's talk about some of the signs that your dog may be incontinent. You find that his fur is often wet, the place where he spends the most time is wet. It smells from pee, he smells from pee. You could have just taken him out and he's peeing again. He's peeing on your bed. He licks the back end of his body a lot. So there are lots of causes, and they could be something like the weakening of the bladder neck. Some of the medications can cause a dog to pee a lot. Dementia, because they forget their house training and you could have taken them out 5 minutes before and they're already peeing again. Things like kidney disease, diabetes, a urinary tract infection. There are all kinds of causes. So, how is it diagnosed? You must make an appointment with your vet. Now, before you go, I always recommend, no matter what the issue is, that you make a list of the symptoms you've been seeing, when they started, roughly, um, when it happens. Like, is it before eating, after eating? Is it first thing in the morning? Is it at night? Whatever you could think of, because that will help your vet with the diagnosis. Now, I also always encourage people, if your dog allows it, if your vet allows it, mine did, because obviously one of the tests he's going to do is a urine test. So, in order to save time, find out if they will allow you to drop off a urine sample in advance of the appointment, because they could do a quick dipstick test in the office, and if your vet feels the need to send it off to a lab for further analysis, he can do it, and by the time your appointment comes around, you have the results and you can already start talking about a treatment plan. So do speak to your vet about that. I used to do that, especially if your dog, well, not especially, because chances are when you get your dog to the vet, he or she is not going to be wanting to pee. They won't, because that's the way it works. So I used to do that, and it's particularly helpful for dogs that are very nervous about getting in the car or going to the vet. Save them a trip. Okay, so we talked about causes. Let's talk about how to diagnose it. So urine test, your vet will probably ask for a blood test. Once those two results come in based on the findings, he may or may not suggest further testing. So it could be something like an ultrasound to check for like bladder cancer, for example. It could be x-rays. There's all kinds of things that he could suggest, but again, it depends on what he finds in the urine and blood tests. Now, treatment. There are two drugs, for example, like Proin and Incurin, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, that have been very effective in helping dogs with this condition. Those are just two, depending on where you live, and of course, veterinary advances. There may be a lot more to consider. So let's talk about what you can do. Now, I wrote quite a comprehensive article about this topic a while ago, so I'm going to include a link to it in the description. But for instance, a lot of senior dog parents in my group have tried a variety of holistic treatments like chews and herbs and those kind of things, and they're listed in that article that you may want to research, and of course speak to your vet before you try. Now, things that could make things a little more comfortable for your dog and you in your home. Be sure to clean your dog's fur, because if they are dribbling urine and the fur stays wet, it could scald. The urine scalds the skin. So keep some natural, if possible, dog wipes on hand, and make sure you keep the area clean and dry. Diapers are a fantastic thing to try. I wrote an article about that too, so I'm going to link it because it lists different brands that, senior dog parents have recommended. I take care of my neighbor's dog who wears a diaper, and it has made a very, very big difference. Pee pads, I have covered my floor in pee pads, mostly because one of my dogs, who did have to pee all the time from dementia, was blind, and she wouldn't have been able to find just a couple on the floor in a corner. So I covered the whole floor. Not an attractive look, but very, very effective. Um, oh, yes, in addition, so there are diapers for girls, but belly bands for male dogs. And I know also many people have bought waterproof covers for the dog beds, so they just quickly take them off and throw them in the laundry. If your dog insists on sleeping with you and he does dribble, you could do the same thing. You could put a little, like a waterproof cover on his part of the bed. I have also put pee pads down. Not all dogs are comfortable lying on pee pads, but even if you have to put a blanket on top of it, you throw the blanket in the laundry, but it's not soaking through into your mattress. So, those are just some really quick tips to share with you. Again, I'm going to put a link to that article, which has a lot more detailed information in it, plus some um, testimonials from senior dog parents and what they've tried and what they found effective. Anyway, so have you had a dog that has had incontinence, or is your dog currently experiencing that? What have you tried that has helped? And please share those tips in the comments below, because sharing helps others. And we want to make sure that we offer our senior dog parent community as much help and advice and support as we can. So, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, everyone.